Johnson, many feel that some of our traditional black organizations, like the NAACP, have gotten to a point where they're not relevant in the black community. And the question is, how can the Congressional Black Caucus and organizations of like minds, how can we muster our forces together to help organizations like the NAACP remain relevant?
Well, I think it comes down to, I think it comes down to us helping our young people become more socially conscious. They need to know our history. They need to know of our struggle. They need to know of our successes. And they need to know of their opportunities based on the platform that we have already built. And they need to be encouraged to feel a sense of responsibility for moving things forward themselves, as opposed to just simply being consumers of information and consumers of goods and services to make their lives comfortable. I think our young people have to understand that they have responsibilities. I think it's up to us to move forward, to understand where we are historically and politically, and to understand that we are required to give more, to do more ourselves, to give more through the organizations that we are in, and to be a force for those organizations to be able to contribute to the betterment of our society in whatever way that they deem appropriate. Everybody's not going to do voter registration. Everybody's not going to do support for education. There's so many areas that everybody's not going to do juvenile delinquency or criminal justice reform. Everybody won't be out protesting, but there's something that each one of us can do. And if it's only to simply join an organization that has people and pay our dues to organizations that are advancing the ball. If that's all that we do, at least we will have done something. But in terms of connecting with our young people, I think is really important. There's a chasm between the generations, and maybe we should start accepting our young people as they are, as opposed to mandating that before we communicate with them they have to pull their pants up. Maybe we should understand that they are doing their thing, which is a little different than the way that we did our thing. It's easy to point at them and say, man, pull your pants up. But when you look around you and see everybody got their pants drooping, and that's what they do, then maybe you say, okay, well, all right, let me school you, young man. And instead of doing it harshly, doing it from a mutual respect kind of a thing, and just getting into the hearts of our young people, getting them to understand that we love them and we're here for you. And anything that you need, we want to reach out to you. We want to be there for you. And when they feel that, then maybe they can then, their heads will soften so that they can listen to some of the guidance that we can give them that will help them live a little bit easier. and a little bit more serious about the future, because a lot of these young people don't have any hope for the future. They really don't see themselves living long. They're not preparing for a long life, and the life that they see does not look good for them. And so maybe they are dreaming for better conditions, or maybe they have no dream. They are just getting by day, taking what they can take and enjoying what they can enjoy, and not worrying about tomorrow. Maybe that's the state that a lot of our young people are in, and somehow we've got to connect with them and take them with us. But if we do it out of a lofty sense of, man, what are you doing? I don't even want to talk to you until you pull your pants up, and until you do this, young lady, and you do that. I don't love you. I don't even want to be involved with you until you first measure up to what I expect of you, and then I can talk to you from my lofty perch with you down low so that I can bring you up. Maybe we should just bring them up to, maybe we should lower ourselves to where they are, however you want to look at it. Get on the same level, and let's talk to our young people, and let's re-engage with them, because they do need guidance, and they really looking for it, I think.
We're going to stay in this focus area, and I'm going to combine just a couple questions we have here. I often believe that in order to have that open and honest conversation, you have to meet folks where they are. And so are the efforts of the Congressional Black Caucus, are you all using like social media to get the message out to our younger, African Americans and some of us? I mean, are we using like Facebook and Snapchat and Instagram and all those social media platforms to get our message out?
Yeah, the Congressional Black Caucus, which is led by Representative Cedric Richmond, who is a young man. I would say Cedric is probably 40. And he has a group of young staffers who, that's how they grew up in social media. And so they are utilizing social media to advance the cause among young people, the CBC under his leadership. And so there are members of the CBC who are particularly popular with the youth, like Maxine Waters, and there are others who, Barbara Lee. There are others who are quite popular and who young people listen to, and so all of us have our own social media platforms that we engage with our people in, and I think collectively we're communicating with a lot of young people. One of the things that we do as an organization is to sponsor scholarships. So a lot of the money that is raised by the CBC goes into funding scholarship opportunities and also internship opportunities for young people. And so so we have this Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, and the Congressional Black Caucus Institute. The Institute is a 501c4, and I think the CBC Foundation is a 501c3. And so both of those organizations, within the parameters of their yeah, whether or not you can do whatever you can within the parameters of your tax classification. And I understand that you all had a panel discussion about those things yesterday. So CBC is set up in that way, and through those entities we engage young people as well as older people. But for the young people, we bring a lot of them. We have like the boot camp for the CBCI, the CBC Institute, brings to the Washington D.C. area every summer, maybe a couple of hundred young people from around the country who do a 2-week boot camp, and they learn about campaigns and how to run campaigns and strategy and that kind of thing. So we've been doing that for quite a number of years, and we have quite a few of our young people end up coming to Capitol Hill to work in policy making, and then others end up running for political office on a local and state level, and eventually federal level also. We got some Congress people who were once CBC interns, and so that's how you build your capacity. So that's what we're doing through those 3 organizations.